Slowly yet surely, our manpower is recovering. But, might still be a while. So, I'm going to go speed 5. I don't like speed 5. I always feel like I miss some things, or things go way too fast and I can't keep up. So, but I'm going to try it. Even though it doesn't look like it's going much faster than on speed 4. Much faster than it was on speed 4. Georgia has collapsed. A few local workers in the administration have discovered that what they claim is a more efficient way to handle documents. Obviously, they do not know what they are talking about, but can it hurt to let them try their new ideas? Spare no expenses, we gain admin power at the cost of inflation, which is actually good, I think, because the cost so the way I look at it is it costs, what is it, 75% or 75 admin to reduce inflation by 2, right? I think so. Anyway, so at a direct conversion, inflation to admin points, 1 is worth, or hold on, 2 is worth about 75, so 0.5 is worth about 18.5, somewhere in there. So, more is better, I guess. This is now our top priority. We'll take it, I guess. And our inflation is actually being reduced because of our advisor. So that puts us a little closer to taking our first, or taking the tech that will get our first admin, or first idea group. Our legitimacy is a little bit low. Our manpower sucks. The Polish inheritance of Mazovia. The Duchy of Mazovia has long been ruled by a line of the PS dynasty, but because of the power of Poland, she most often followed the suggestions of Polish foreign policy. In 1526, the last PS ruler died, and the Polish crown inherited Mazovia. Exactly what would be done with the lands was not clear, but in the end it became a royal fief. Later, the new Polish capital would be placed in the sleepy hamlet of Warsaw, make it a personal royal fiefdom. Local development costs minus 10% for the rest of the game. I'm glad I waited to develop that, if I was ever going to, but I'm not sure if I am. It didn't actually lower the cost, did it? I thought it was 40 to increase it earlier. Clergy political struggle. The time has come for the clergy to appoint a new leader to assist our Grand Duke in the capital. The likely candidate is an old cleric with a solid history as a prominent member of the clergy behind him. He has, however, also acquired many enemies during his life, who now hope to see a somewhat younger candidate with a less ugly past be appointed. As Grand Duke, it would not be hard to influence the selection to the younger candidate, who would likely to be more loyal. To be seen to meddle in the affairs of the clergy, however, would very likely weaken the faction in the long run. Do not meddle in the affairs of the clergy, or support the younger candidate. We have the money. We lose prestige as well. They gain loyalty. And, what is their influence is 51.5 right now. I kind of prefer that my estates are not too influential sometimes, because I don't want them to, for example, I don't want them to trigger the disaster for coups. And the nobility have quite a bit of power right now, even though they're not involved in this event. But I just realized that's kind of scary. If we get like 1 or 2 bad events, I could be facing a disaster in my country, which would not be good. Maybe I should be revoking some of their land. Henrik has tragically died. Oh no. So we're back to the old one. Both Lithuania and Moldavia are loyal right now. They have how many years until Muscovy? So they have a truce with Muscovy until 1470, and that's fine. I am okay with that. How long is our truce with the Teutonic Order's almost over? 1459. That's it'll be in a few months actually. Inspiring Victory is done. That gave us extra manpower, didn't it? I want to say it did, but I can't remember. I can promote the Ruthenian culture. I'm guessing that's going to be a culture that we have a lot of. Probably. I don't see that going away anytime soon. Sure. For 100 Diplo power. Yeah. Oh, Stanislav von Mecklenburg is our new heir. We'll see what trait he gets. I will actually do what I was going to do. Where is it? Promote cultures, right? Let's do it. And that should actually get us some more stuff. Because, like, Oh, now that it's an accepted culture, I can convert stuff. I don't know if I want to, because that would raise the... that would raise the revolt risk, or the revolt progressions. How much would it raise it? Really? 0? There was a recent uprising that expires next month. No. Maybe. I want to wait until the recent uprising goes away, and then we'll see if the recent uprising modifier. Ooh, I wouldn't mind having him as a ruler based on the Midas touched trait. But if the revolt risk goes back to something that is more than 0, then I'd actually consider converting, because I don't want to spend the money to convert it if it's not going to be have some revolt risk. And I will have... well, I am going to wait until January, I think, before I take that tech. Or... do I risk... do I take another percentage hit at the risk of 5% gain? At the risk of not paying for 5% of it? I have until January to decide. What's the Renaissance looking like? Krakow's probably our highest one. 26.6? And it's not great. I could develop it and force the Renaissance to appear there, really. But at the same time, I don't like the idea of doing that, because I'm kind of short on everything but admin, and I want to save admin. The question is, would developing save me points in the long run? Um, I think I'm going to wait until January. 1%'s not that bad if we pay it over, and I think they still only adopt new techs in January, right? I don't know. Maybe Paradox changed it. They didn't. Nobody took it. We'll take it. I probably should have taken it halfway through last year to get the bonus production efficiency. But we'll start taking the admin idea group, and we are already admin focused, and our ruler is 32 and has 4 admin skill, which will be pretty good for getting all of those. Man, military support. Raise additional levies. They lose 15 loyalty. Do I want to take that? I probably should have taken this earlier. I don't care if they're disloyal. Or do I? I mean, the revolt risk is not that bad. Oh! Except manpower recovery speed has gone down. They can gain. I can give them. Is there anything I can do that will increase their loyalty? Because Granada still exists. Get your shit together, Castile. They conquered one county or one province from them already, but they didn't take all of it, which I don't get at all. Castile is allied with Morocco. We still haven't gotten any kind of royal marriage or personal union over Aragon yet. Joan and Marty, they're both men. Although, if he died at 62, there's a chance that Marty's Regency Council could fire for their thing for Castile. Noble from House de Valois succeeds to the throne if Castile dies right now, and their king is 55. And De Avis, I think right now, yeah, they are in a, or they have the same dynasty as England, or England has the same dynasty as them. Which I find hilarious. Paradox. History is thrown out the window. Good governance would sometimes prompt the nobility and the businessmen of the realm to donate cash to the treasury out of pure patriotism, or in exchange for the sales of or transfer of honorary titles and positions. Spend generously for 10 prestige or gain money. I'll take money right now. Money's never bad. When I first saw that event, I was just like, oh, my steward has collected a special ties, but no, that's CK2. England declared war on Tyrone. I could build a marketplace to help with trade. We do only have 41% of the trade power in our capital, or in our collecting node. I don't know, like, we don't have a lot of trade value there to begin with, so maybe an increase in... Maybe it would be better to go with a temple there or a church in a high county instead. Wait a minute, this is a state, right? What? How can my capital not be in a state? Okay. How can my capital be in a territory? That makes no sense to me. It is now, though. That's the point. That's weird. would it be better to build a church, or would it be better to build a marketplace? Or do I save my money? Again, like, we don't have that much trade actually coming into this area. I mean, if we actually had Lithuania's land, we would be moving a lot more trade down or upstream, but or downstream, whatever direction this is. So I think build the church. 0.26. Sure. What am I doing with my diplomats? Nothing. I have 2 diplomats that are doing nothing. I'm going to set them up in the macro builder, I think, or the Diplo macro builder. Go with that. We have a lot of forts, more forts than I was expecting to have. Do I want to make Pomerania a state? I do plan on making it a state eventually. And, Ottomans declared war upon their new enemy Karakoyunlu. It'll decrease the economy from 75% to 50%, but it also might make the clergy demand more territory. Do I have anything that they can have that is both of these counties would actually, both Plok and Visna would be actually okay to give to the clergy, so I'm okay with doing this. I don't see a reason not to. I mean, other than the fact that I'm now paying for the state income, but I think I'll make more money than... See? Saw that coming. Clergy. Yeah, this is the lower development one. And the clergy's back. What other thing is... So Lithuania has to own fewer than 38 cities, or 48 cities. They currently have 38, so... I mean, we can actually possibly take a large portion of Muscovy and give it to Lithuania. They're allied to the Livonian Order. They still have 4 vassals. Brittany has collapsed. Those fools. I'm going to wait to core Gdansk until after I have the second admin idea. And I was talking about possibly converting the Orthodox counties earlier, but I do get Tolerance of Heretics later on, after I complete pretty much 3 ID groups. Which pretty much makes... I think that would be wasting money. Religious unity and tolerance. Maybe I should be converting. I mean, it's not that high, right? If we need to, we can... harsh treatment eventually. If our stability goes up 1 more, it'll really reduce it to a 0.6. Lithuania. Done improving relations with Lithuania. It's been a while since we've improved relations with the Pope. Keep gaining some papal influence. I have 10 invested already. I could invest 1 more time. I'd actually consider it. Let's see if I can get 2 popes in a row. I wish I could take the, what is it? Proclaim Holy War. Action, or like papal action, or what do you even call these things? The power, to get manpower recovery speed plus 15% right now, but I'm not at war and I don't have enough papal influence, so sure, I'll spend some to hopefully get a second pope in a row. The nobility are coming back slowly to being loyal. Has Muscovy started their first idea group yet? They have not unlocked any ideas. No, they have not. We're actually ahead of them in military tech. I was thinking maybe I could dismiss one of these advisors. This is like the guy I have now, and hope that I get a level 1. What is it? Master Recruiter, and I wouldn't mind a level 1 trader either. I could probably pay for the trader right now. I'd lose some money, but that's fine. And I think it's I wouldn't lose money. I would just not be gaining as much of it as I could be. I will improve relations with Austria, just out of he's the emperor still, right? Yes, he is. Influence in Mercuria. Oh, that's from that was the modifier for completing the mission that we took. How many cardinals do we have? Just one? Where is this cardinal? Krakow. So, if somebody decided to steal that cardinal, like cardinal bribe to move or something, say Bohemia, we wouldn't have any more cardinals. Muscovy's integrating 2 of their Muscovy is integrating 2 of their vassals right now. There are claims that local fishermen have improved ship design. If we do a careful study of their ships and try building a copy, our best admirals believe that our naval technology will benefit a lot for the future. Spare no expenses. Same concept as the last one. If all PowerPoints being equal, then they are. It's worth it to do that event at for 0.1 or a 0.1 for every 10, 0.1 inflation for every 10 PowerPoints is good. What's the Renaissance looking like in here? Warsaw is at 10.45. We've got 35. Does anybody actually embrace it outside of Italy? I think maybe, yeah, some of the Dutch miners have. Our master recruiter has died, and our military engineer has died. Okay, so I am actually going to. I'll pay for this guy to leave. And then wait a month, and hopefully we get a level 1 master recruiter. reinforce speed. I'll pay for the next guy too. And we'll take the first admin idea and the 5th level of Diplotech, which will raise our trade efficiency for, or no, it doesn't do that anymore. Oh, I guess it's worked into the tech now. But I thought that's what that used to do. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think it's going to be a while before we embrace the Renaissance, so I'm okay with spending a little bit more on it rather than waiting until I embrace the Renaissance or something like that. Wait on that. Wish I had a trader, a level 1 trader. Also dismiss this guy. That sucks. We got 2 level 2s, I think. Dismiss this guy. And let's wait until the end of this month. Okay, we'll take the discipline guy, I guess, because it doesn't seem like we're going to get any more level 1 advisors ever. Just no. No more level 1 advisors. These will probably be our last group of them. Just because the game thinks we're too rich or something. But seriously, like every advisor that I got was from those, like, from dismissing the previous ones was a level 2. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stay Catholic yet. I think I would like to, because Poland has the tolerance of the heretics to offset the negative you get from Catholic, which is pretty good. We have received word that Austria has embraced the Renaissance, so they're getting closer. Bohemia, once Austria embraces it, Bohemia should embrace it, and then it'll start spreading to us in a big way. How close are our armies to being fully reinforced? We have enough manpower to fully reinforce our armies, I think. No, in next month we will. Not having that master recruiter sucks. Should I try one more time? I think that would be a bad idea. You know what? Sure. Let's try for it. Because I did have a master recruiter earlier. Let's land force them. We got a level 1, so we're still getting 1 level 1, it looks like. We keep getting the land force limit modifier 1. Not something I really want. When can we annex Moldavia? 1467, so 4 years. Next month, or not next month, 4 months until the nobility is back up to being loyal to us. But, I'm going to actually have Moldavia embargo my rivals. I can place a relative on the throne, or seize land. Increase the liberty desired by 35 and become 28. No. I kind of want to, but I think that would be dumb of me to do. Our subjects have taken to telling tales and legends about an old ruler. The legend says that in Poland's darkest hour he will return to our nation and deliver it from evil. Regardless of the truth in that statement, we could use this in our propaganda. Yes, I love a good story. Yeah, I'll take 20 years of +1 prestige for 10 admin and about 20 ducats. We need to take all of this land so that we can make the Baltic Sea our primary node and have the majority control there. But I do need to end this episode. I think I've gone a little over from what I like to. So our army is slowly recovering. Nobody's called us into a war yet, which means we might actually have a chance at completing this. And we get recovering economy eventually, which will be good for our money a little bit. I mean, this isn't even really worth it, is it? But I forgot to check. I'm actually going to take the reinforced speed guy. Because I'm okay with a level 2. Even though I'd prefer that he be a master recruiter instead. After the concessions to the nobility in 1425 and during the 13 Years' War, Casimir IV was again forced to new concessions. To be able to raise troops, among them a lot of mercenaries, the king needed money from the Szlachta. In an effort to solve the monarchy's pressing problems, he had to accept the Nisawa privileges, implying that the nobility had the right to hold local conventions particulars, without which no troops could be raised and no taxes extracted. In this way, the nobility got an efficient and powerful organization with a joint mutual interest and the power of the military and the taxation legislative procedure. Poland gets Nisawa privileges until the end of the game, at the cost, stability cost at the cost of tech. I honestly refuse to sign it and defy the magnates. Well, 17 magnet regiments spawn in Tuchola. I'm willing to do that. And I will kick this guy out for a second. We're still losing a lot of money. Oh, that's because we're reinforcing. Let's move our troops closer. I'll shift consolidate. Everyone moves closer, and that has a little bit of garrison. So yeah, a revolt. The levy, in time, many of the everyday occurrences in the life of our Grand Duke and his predecessors has become the subject of ceremony. Being able to attend the bedroom of the ruler as he dresses, for instance, is considered by many to be the best way to gain the ear of the Grand Duke. An elaborate court life will certainly limit the power of our nobles to plot against us in their countryside properties, but it could also prove quite expensive. Denying them the right to be a part of daily life of our Grand Duke entirely, on the other hand, would also limit their influence, but the Slachta would likely resent it. Let's keep it at a modest level, an elaborate and lengthy ceremony for the most influential. For 25 years, we get national tax modifier down, yearly prestige and possible advisors go up. Am I willing to pay that much money to... we have no need of such things. Am I willing to pay that much money over the course of time to gain that much loyalty and lose influence with the nobility for the same amount of time? I think yes. Yes is my answer. And we have taken a loan, which I'm fine with. We'll pay it back eventually. But in the next episode, I'll deal with this rebellion because, again, I wanted to end the episode already, and I've gone way over now.